Hey y'all, it's Ashley Bookishrealm and I'm back with another video. As you can see from the title of this video, I am here to talk a little bit about 5-star predictions, which is pretty interesting because of the fact that I don't think I've ever done 5-star predictions, and it's a really neat idea. I don't know where it started, but I definitely have seen Mara from Books Like Whoa do it. I have seen, of course, Lala from Books and Lala do it, and there's a host of a lot of other people who do the 5-star predictions. So what I'm going to do is I picked 7 books that are 2021 new releases that I haven't read yet, but these are books that I think are going to be 5-star reads for me. What I'm thinking and what I'm hoping is that I could possibly vlog my process of reading these books up until the end of the year, and then you can kind of see whether I was right about my predictions or whether I was wrong about my predictions. And because I'm going to be giving myself, 5 months, I think that it is a very doable time frame in which I would be able to get this stuff done, if that makes sense, because honestly I don't know if that even made sense to me just now, but hopefully you get it. So like I said, 7 titles. All of these are 2021 releases. A couple of these, or most of these, I believe are books that have not been released yet. 2 of them have been released, the other ones have not been released yet, so I would definitely have to wait until some of these come out. One of them I do have an arc of, so actually 3 of them have been released, so I have access to about 4 of them right now. So the first one on this list, if I stop rambling, is going to be Room to Dream by Kelly Yang. Now, we all know that I am absolutely in love with Kelly Yang. I don't know if Kelly Yang realizes that I'm grossly in love with her, but I love everything that she has put out. The book that I'm talking about right now, Room to Dream, is the 3rd book in her Front Desk series. I have given books 1 and book 2 5 stars each. Even her YA debut, Parachutes, was one of my favorite books of last year. Gave that one 5 stars. So everything that Kelly Yang has written thus far has been a 5-star read for me. So this one was a relatively easy prediction. I will be very, very surprised if I read the 3rd book of this series, and I think it comes out in September of this year, and I don't end up liking it. I will be extremely shocked if I do not end up not even not liking it, because I'm gonna like it because it's Kelly Yang, but I'll be extremely shocked if I do not end up giving this book 5 stars. If you don't know anything about the Front Desk series, it focuses on Mia. The first book focuses on Mia, and Mia is working at a hotel with her parents. They've immigrated to the United States from China, and she faces a lot of different issues, particularly in terms of racism, and it is such a powerful series. The 2nd book solely focuses on her close friend, and it talks about some aspects of immigration from the Latinx community, and it's based off of an actual proposition that passed, I believe, in California, where it took away certain rights of immigrants, and particularly healthcare, I believe, was one of them, and someone actually ended up dying. A child ended up dying because of fear of actually seeking medical help would lead to them being deported. So that one was a very, very powerful book as well. And this 3rd one focuses on Mia finally being able to go back to China and visit her family members, but her friends Jason and Lupe are facing issues back at home. So I think she's trying to navigate that, and then there seems to be kind of a conversation too that's going to be about small businesses as opposed to big corporations. I think that Kelly Yang is going to handle this tactfully, so definitely, chef's kiss, ready for it. So this next one is going to be White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. I got my exposure to Tiffany D. Jackson for the first time last year when I read Grown. That was a 5-star read for me. I thought it was great. I owned 3, I believe, of her other books, and I am excited to get to those. But White Smoke, I think is going to definitely be a 5-star read for me. It is about a young girl by the name of Marigold who ends up moving to this town with her mother, and the company that she works for now, I believe they get a year in a free house, or they get a year basically not having to pay like rent or mortgage in a house. But this town, something about it's not right, and then things about the house are not right. Things are vanishing. There's this odd smell that Marigold keeps smelling that no one else can smell, and then her stepsister Piper keeps talking about this entity that wants Marigold gone. And so I think that this has been taglined as The Haunting of Hill House meets Get Out, which quite a few books now that I'm loving from Black authors definitely have the Get Out vibe to them, which Get Out is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I'm eating all of this up. But knowing Tiffany D. Jackson, there's gonna be some spin to all of this, and she is one of the best YA thriller writers in the game, and I definitely believe that she deserves all the respect that she gets. And with Grown being so good, and how quickly I devoured it, and how much I appreciated not only the thriller aspects of that book, but the commentary that she made about it, I think that we're going to get the same thing with White Smoke. So I can't see this being anything but a 5-star read, because she's just great. I just have a feeling this is going to be 5 stars. The next one that I have is Redemptor by Jordan Ifueko. This is the second book in the Raybearer series, and I don't want to really say much about this one because it is the second book in the series, and I don't want to spoil anything. In the first book, if you have not read Raybearer, you are missing out. I did do a review and a casting kind of thing with Raybearer, so I'll link that in the card symbol above if you want to check out that video. I did that last year. Now this is an interesting one that's on this list because I don't know if this is going to be a for sure 5-star read. I read Raybearer and I gave it 4.5 because I felt like there were some pacing issues that happened in it. What I'm hoping for in this second book is that as she has grown as a writer, those pacing issues can be resolved in the second book, which is why I'm saying it's a 5-star prediction, because the actual concept behind Raybearer and the actual plot of Raybearer is phenomenal. It is really great. I love the incorporation of morally gray characters. I think that she did a great job in what I thought was going to be a love triangle. If you know me, I'm not a huge fan of love triangles in YA. It happens, I get why they're used, but that specific trope in YA usually does not work well for me because it's never usually executed well. And I think that she did such a crafty thing with making me think we were going to get a love triangle, and it ended up being something completely different. But the morally gray characters, not really being able to trust anybody, the magic system, this world in Raybearer is so phenomenal that I can't wait to dive back into Redemptor. And let's just talk about the fact that that cover is absolutely beautiful. This is one that I do have an ARC copy of, a digital ARC copy of. So this is one that I'm actually reading for work purposes, but I also am going to be reading it for this specific video, and I think that I'm going to love it. I'm fingers crossed that this ends up being a 5-star read instead of a 4.5 like the first book. The next one that I have is an interesting one, and I want to use this book in a different way. So I don't even want to get into the details of the different way in which I want to use this book, but the other book that I am thinking about giving, or will be a 5-star read for me, is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. And this one was first brought to my attention by Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany, and it is a Black mermaid book. And if you know anything about me, I did this whole project last summer where I focused on reading books about Black mermaids, Black sirens, and it was a whole learning experience. And this book in particular focuses on a Mamiwata, which is a water goddess that is responsible for taking the souls of those who have died at sea and making sure they get to, or they journey to their next place or guiding them on that journey, whatever the case may be. And this focuses on a character that is a Mamiwata and ends up saving a boy who is actually alive, which defies everything that the gods have set forth and what Mamiwata's role is supposed to be. So now she has to answer to those gods, and there's some dark, sinister, I think, feelings kind of lurking around as she makes this journey, and the boy ends up knowing more than what he should know. And the cover alone is just stunning. But I love anything that's related to black mermaids and black sirens, so I'm holding out hope in my heart and soul that this one is going to be a 5-star read. I'm hoping it will be. I'm thinking it will be, but who knows? I just had to add it to the list. The next one that I did add to the list is Ovis Ghost by Justina Ireland. Now, this one I added to the list because I keep hearing rumblings about this one being really, really good. And I have tried to stay away from reviews as much as possible. I believe that this is Justina Ireland's middle grade debut, but I've heard a lot about it. It takes place in the 20s. It's about Ofi, who has to move to Pittsburgh with her mother after they lost their house and her father in an unfortunate situation in Georgia, which I'm thinking may be possibly related to the Klan. They get to Pittsburgh. Her mom ends up working for this manor, and then she gets a job for Ofi doing the same. Ofi can talk to ghosts, and she befriends a spirit that is within this manor, and then there's some secrets that are revealed about this manor. So I think that the way that I see Justina Ireland in terms of what commentary she makes and how she's able to connect her works back to real life experiences, I can really appreciate. And I just have a feeling that this one is going to be a 5-star read for me. The next one that I have on this list is Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. And this is an interesting one. I've read the 2 books that Nicola Yoon has written by herself, and I enjoyed one over the other. The Sun is Also a Star. I believe the first time I read that one, I gave that one 5 stars. But her other one, which the name is escaping me at this moment, I don't know why it is escaping me, but it is. I did not give that one as high of a rating because I thought that it was too predictable. Everything, yeah. I thought that that one was a little on the more predictable side, and so I didn't enjoy it as much. I am taking a risk by putting this one on this list because this could go one of 2 ways. I am taking a risk by putting this one on the list because it can go one of 2 ways. I could either think that it's, so-so, it's okay, or I could end up really enjoying it and appreciating it. And I think that the premise is what's drawing me into possibly making this one a 5, or what made me want to add this one as a 5-star prediction, because of the fact that the main character can actually see a relationship from beginning to end. And I think that's such a unique concept. But the big thing that's going to be a factor of whether this gets 5 stars or not is whether it's executed well, and whether the romance between our main character and our hero works in a way that I can appreciate and enjoy. Once again, this is another book that I've heard quite a few rumblings about, and that people seem to be really enjoying it. I, of course, don't ever usually let that stuff cloud my judgment. I just want to kind of put that out there. But sometimes it is a good indicator of whether I will or will not enjoy a book. The next one that I have on this list is Rise to the Sun by Leah Johnson, and this one has already been released. First of all, the cover alone, I mean, it's an absolutely gorgeous cover. This is one that I marked as one of my anticipated reads. But Leah Johnson's You Should See Me in a Crown was a very great debut. I believe I gave that one 4.5 stars again. I can't remember specifically why it wasn't a full 5-star read for me, but I think that this one may be a little bit more up my alley, in the fact that it takes place at a music festival, features 2 girls who are kind of right at the cusp of graduating and headed to college and they are doing a lot of self-discovery, and it's about them having to rely on each other at this music festival because of things that are happening there, and it really focuses on music. So I think that this one has the potential to be a 5-star read for me, but you never know. Like with all these books, I could go off of like what I know about the authors, works that I've read by the authors in the past, but you never really know how you're going to feel about a book until you get into the actual meat of that book and you see how the plots develop, characters develop, like how things are executed in the book, and that will make the final determination. But I'm hoping, like, once again, I believe the same thing that I said about Jordan Fuego, is that I'm hoping that with their sophomore books we see a little bit of difference in their development as writer, or their growth as writers, and that probably will end up, or I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that will end up pushing me to give each one of them a 5-star this year, because for both of them to be debut authors last year, for me to give them 4.5-star ratings, I think that they have strong potential for me to be able to give them 5-star ratings this year. All right, y'all, so those are some of my 5-star predictions. Not some, those are my 5-star predictions for 2021. As I said, I think I may do a vlog in which I will kind of look back at what I discussed in this video and see whether I actually end up giving these books 5 stars. If I don't end up doing a vlog, I at least will do a reaction to this video and see what the results were of my 5-star predictions. In the comments below, tell me what are some of your 5-star predictions. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. If you're interested in following me on social media or supporting this channel, the links will be down in the description box below, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening.